But let's get to the significance of Darlington. And there were times in there where you had the okay to go take a nap. But I hope you weren't sleeping for those last 25, 30 laps when it was Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski sitting back there in the 3 spot. But quickly, let's just celebrate one more time with Brad Keselowski with Fox Sports. And once he got out of the car with that eye black.
Whether it's your first win, your last win, it's just a really special track. It's the history of NASCAR. It's as tough as it gets. And then that battle at the end with my teammate, Tyler Reddick, and we're just all laid it all out on the line. It was freaking awesome. I thought I couldn't get much better in Kansas. It did today. That was awesome. I'm so glad you guys got to see that. That was incredible. Thanks for being here.
And then he picks up his daughters. How can you not be excited for Brad Keselowski, former champion, 2012? This dude has earned this win. It has been a long time coming. Yeah, more than 3 years. It's just, yay, Brad, as a team owner. Did they say something at the end of the race? I was off doing some other things, but I think I heard he's the first team owner driver to win since Tony Stewart.
Correct.
So,
yeah, 2016.
Yeah, since 2016. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. Oh my, let that sink in, too. So, yeah, awesome win. Fan favorite for the win today, regardless of the scuttlebutt that happened
Statman
in front of him, behind him.
Coming up in June, next month, we'll be celebrating our 24th year. And the rotation of drivers who've come and gone in NASCAR has been significant since we started this thing. And Brad Keselowski coming in as a Xfinity Series driver, a NASCAR Truck Series driver, getting that legendary, controversial win at Talladega where Carl Edwards was running across the line. Now, Brad Keselowski's one of the old guys. How does that make you and me feel, man?
Hey, we've already got second generation Gillilands. The big issue about Keselowski, forget all the wins, the Buescher, his teammate going after Reddick, all of that. The big issue is him getting out of the car and looking like he got off a pile on a football field. Maybe he was playing in the UFL spring football with all the eye black. It looked like he got out of a fight. Yep. You know, like he came out of a bar fight and said, "Look, I won this race. Nobody beat me."
Old school NASCAR.
Brad Keselowski.
Old school, all at the same time.
Brad Keselowski catching some breaks. Again, thanks to our friends at NASCAR and Fox Sports.
I mean, I wasn't good, but I knew that I'd have another shot at it. My car was really good on the long runs. And when Tyler got underneath Chris, I knew I had another shot at it. When they made contact and I couldn't get by, I'm like, oh. And I must have got a flat tire. I don't know what happened. And we caught a break. We've caught enough bad breaks over the last, year or two. It's nice to catch a good one.
Last year or two. Well, the last 3 years, man. And good to see
how exhausted he must be. And that child jumps in his arms and he's got to stand there and hold her and talk lucidly to the media. And exhausted. He's probably ready to fall over, and he's got to hold his daughter, and she's standing there like, yeah, this is my dad. Deal with it. He beat all your favorite drivers.
Yeah, there you go. That's called adrenaline. He even picked up his other daughter. He was carrying them both for a while. So, yeah, full on adrenaline right there.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski, and you saw it on Twitter Sunday after the race with a lot of drivers, former drivers, people in the business that were pretty stoked that Brad Keselowski finally got that win. He's never come. There was that legendary championship that he won. Where was that? Homestead Crasher, where he had too many freaking Miller Lights, and he did that interview with ESPN, I believe it was, and he was just toasted. It was like,
good for him.
That's the one where he cut himself on his hand too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also the one that isn't he the one that had the phone in the car illegally?
Yes. Finally, the man who brought NASCAR and Twitter together in one welcome marriage. Yes, he finally has a win again. Mm-hmm.
Was he streaming live from the
No.
or was it just
He was tweeting.
He was tweeting from the phone. That's what
it was. A red flag.
Red flag and a big fire on the track, and he was shot pictures of it.
Was that the Juan Pablo?
That's what I recall.
And
Yeah.
me too.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the jet dryer incident. Daytona 500, delayed Daytona 500. And there's BK's backstretch, yanking out the phone and sending tweets during the red flag. Epic.
You know, that might have been, I know we only got about one and a half minutes here before we got a break, but that might have been one of those instances that put social media front and center, not just in NASCAR, but in motorsports. Like, really?
Sports in general.
We can get inside of a race car like this from the drivers?
Well, do you remember the old white dude mentality that clicked in right after that? What? He has his cell phone in his car? Oh, there's cheating going on. Or do we call it Penskeing now?
Hey, Crasher.
What? Oh, wait, he was driving for Roger then.
Oh.
Just kidding. Sort of, kind of. But I do remember people getting all up in arms of, oh, there's got to be some sort of transmission that goes on there, communication wise and all. Blah, blah, blah. Listen.
Get off my lawn.
Right. They're driving 200 miles an hour. You're not getting any sort of communication from a cell phone at that point.
How do you know, Crash?
You could barely get communication between the cell phone and the tower in those days.
That's a good point. Yes. Yeah, there wasn't clear communication in those days.
Yeah, drivers back in the day that didn't even wear they wore a lap belt when they were wearing a 5-point harness. All right, we're digging rabbit holes, but again, congratulations to Brad Keselowski. Coming up next, what was this all about?
The last thing I want to do is wreck your car. I can care less about mine.
We'll explain with Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher. And why didn't they come to blows? That's next. SpeedFreaks Pits and the Lucas Oil Studios. You're talking about Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick, who led the most laps in Darlington Sunday afternoon. And then the Fords came alive with Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher leading the race. And then all of a sudden, Tyler Reddick put an end to that. And then this is what happened. We need a translator, but this is what happened.
There's subtitles or something. Yeah, you're right. It's hard. It's difficult to hear, but it's still, you can tell it's a nice little scuffle.
You know what? I apologize to the Radio Freak Nation with this, but the TV Freak Nation on MAV TV and YouTube, you can see the angst between these two drivers. And if you're listening to us on the Freak Radio Network, just imagine you yelling at your big brother or your big sister or your mom or dad.
The last thing I want to do is wreck your car. I can care less about mine. I'm sorry. I don't have that sticker on my car.
You can make out where Chris Buescher says, I don't have that sticker on my car.
No, let's not go sticker conversation. I'll get into that later. That's a cop out.
The sticker conversation is when you win a race, you get the checkered flag and you get to put up on, what do they call it? Above your door. What is that? You get to put the damn thing on your car. Okay.
Above your door. That's what.
Above your door. I was looking for some technical answer there, but that's all we got for you, Freak Nation. Tyler Reddick has his share of stickers on top of his door, but Chris Buescher was hoping to get his, and was the knock that Tyler Reddick knocked him out of that race win. He was going for it.
Do you remember Tyler Reddick at Bristol? Was it 2 years ago now? Did he complain when Chase Briscoe ran him slightly dirty to take that win away from Tyler Reddick? No. This just happens. Deal with it.
Crasher, they just got out of the car. What do you want Chris Buescher to do? Again, we know Tyler Reddick.
I don't expect him to be all happy, joy, but don't use a sticker as an excuse. I haven't gotten my race win yet. Oh, pity poor me. You earn it. You earn it. Sorry that there was a little mishap this time around. You got to earn your sticker. Period.
Richie, do you have to earn your sticker before you start talking about it?
No, because he's 100%. Chris Buescher was 100% right in that situation, because that sticker is the only reason Tyler Reddick made that move. If he hadn't already won a race this year, he wouldn't have done that, because he knew he was going for broke. And I honestly don't care. I don't think he cared what was going to happen there, because he knew that it was the only way he was going to win that race. That race did not matter. He did not need that win. Chris Buescher did. So that sticker was the only reason that move was made. And so I think Chris Buescher is right. That sticker cost him that win because that's what Tyler Reddick was trying to do. He was trying to win the race or nothing. He already had the sticker. He's in the playoffs. Race didn't matter for Tyler Reddick. It does for Chris Buescher. He had a great run at the end of last year, but he's probably going to need a win to get in the playoffs. And we're going to look back on this moment and go, Chris Buescher deserved a shot in the postseason. He didn't
He'll
get it.
get his shot. He will get his shot. And Buescher didn't make any wrong moves. It was Reddick that came in just a little slightly greedier than Buescher.
I'm proud of you, Richie. You got to have brass ones to come up with that argument.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's my point being. Tyler made that move because he won a race. He would not have done that if he hadn't already won a race. And Chris Buescher would be in victory lane right now.
See, I don't think so. I don't think so because Tyler, like you said, he's already won a race. He doesn't need to go for everything. He made it because that's what drivers do. It's either first or you're last. I'm just saying. They made that famous in Hollywood. And he wanted to be first. He had a great car. He led the most laps. He was going for it. He never intended to knock Buescher out.
Let me go to the poll real quick. I put up a poll at SpeedFreaks on Twitter. You can check it out if you're watching us on MAV TV even on Monday.
You know what the young kids call it, Richie?
What?
X.
No, they don't. Don't you dare. You sound like me 30 seconds ago trying to make a crazy argument and sounding good about it.
Throw some yeet in there. Throw some yeet in there, Richie.
Oh, right?
Here we go.
Yeet.
He did.
Stop it.
Tyler Reddick yeeted that car into turn whatever to try and win the race, and he screwed up and lost. All right, so the poll is Tyler Reddick's move on Buescher. Was it dirty or was it hard racing? And hard racing is running away with it 74% of the vote.
We rest our case.
Hold on a second. Do we rest our case with that?
Mm-hmm.
Richie?
It's hard racing.
It was hard racing with an edge. It wasn't quite dirty. He didn't take him out intentionally. It was just a piss poor job of trying to do so.
And that happens.
Tyler Reddick talking about Buescher.
He was still outside, and I tried to check up, but it was too little too late, and I slid right into him and popped my tire, popped his tire.
I can't get past that mustache. If you're watching this on MAV TV or YouTube, radio, I'm sorry, but you can go back to official Speed Freaks and watch it on YouTube, but just watch this mustache.
He was still outside, and I tried to check up, but it was too little too late, and I slid right into him and popped my tire, popped his tire. It sucks. Just would have took myself out of it. I had a flat. That's a different story, but he was going to win that race had I not tried that. So that's part that stinks. I realized it wasn't going to work, and there's just no grip left, and I slid right into him and took us both out. I'm not happy about it.
Okay, before we get back to the actual argument at hand there.
You got about 30 seconds.
Did you see Tyler Reddick's Instagram video this week of him shaving the beard? Okay,
yeah.
So you were ready for that mustache. You were.
Still, the guy is like 5'4", and that mustache is about half his body weight.